her away as well with the wind is probably going to be a good thing for the side of Boom Esports, because nobody wants a mid laner that's a sit-in duck. And unfortunately, I think if anything else, like the Ganamo would have been a sit-in duck. So all you really have to get out there is guard the Grave, and that's the only use you have. But I suppose it's the same with Joyu, is the push away is your only gateway out there. So if you push her away, but then she dashes in, it kind of just negates it. But then Charlotte has gone for the Intimidate instead of the Flash.
Yeah, the Charlotte wants to play on the more tankier side in this game. That's why he's gone for the Intimidate. He doesn't really need to provide damage for his team. They have the Arlie, they have the Heino, so he can fill in more of the utility role in this position, reducing the damage that Boom can bring on towards the table, and that might be good for them.
Yep, it's nice to see that some of these picks are coming through. Once again, obviously, Joyu is the first time around, putting some aggression here onto Niap in the Clash lane, as his lane is pretty much been wiped out. But I suppose that's the good thing about the Lady Chen and the Joyu. They are fast clearing mages in those mid lanes. So again, even though you may leave the lane if your minions have been pushed further ahead, but it's not going to be long before either the Joyu or the Lady Chen actually just pushes their minions and just completely negates it, so there's nothing to be pushed or to be claimed in the mid lane. So I feel like we're going to see quite heavy rotations from both these mid laners in game 3, and by the Lord, it looks like the Clash lane needs it more than that farm lane, because both of the supports are down in the farm lane as well. Mozu going against the Zhongfei is going to be really interesting, because obviously Unbridled Rage, being able to push back, being able to leap in onto these jungle objectives. Mozu is going to be more than likely just used for that long range stun onto the likes of the Pei to kind of just like just hold back those engages. And speaking of engages, Pei here doing a lot of damage onto Mozu. There is that stun again, the leaf step coming through for Seiza there, and getting the first blood for VKS on the Arlie as well. So nicely well played on VKS, getting first blood in game 3.
Yeah, Pei doesn't want to die early on. Every single death is more time. He's not farming, he's not snowballing. And, you know, that was just, Boom, just a little bit too aggressive, knowing that the Lady Zen was rotating over. And the CCs in that tight area, one ultimate from the Lady Zen means that you are stuck. You either stand and fight or you just die.
Yep, funneling her function, being able to just like try and bait them into a small area and then be like, ah, crap, they've got Lady Shen, we didn't realize. And then that ultimate comes through and just starts freezing everybody. It's like, oh no. But again, showing the function of this mid lane hero, and probably one of my favorites, to be honest. We do say it is the poor man's Princess Frost, but I say it's the aggressive man's Princess Frost. With that, just drop the ult, walk away, and see you another day. But again, we are seeing a teetering gold lead here. It's just a tipping scale throughout the remainder of these 4 minutes here, whilst we wait for both of the first jungle objectives to appear, both the Tyrant and the Overlord up in about 10 seconds time.
Yep, Caesar having a much better game compared to what he had in the previous first game, so that's gonna bode well. Arlie, another one of those heroes that can really benefit from snowballing. So if the Arlie is able to get to a great start, they might just be able to run away with this game. Danny playing very aggressively, the knockback. Can he get a stun follow up before Danny pops the ultimate? No, Danny's still alive, still healing. The Lady Zen drops the ultimate as well. The Dragon has to back off, has to use his splash to get away to safety, and they will back off. But that leaves the first Tyrant open for the side of VKS to pick up, and they will be able to finish it off very quickly.
Oh, I thought we was going to see Impressive go through and try and smite it as well, because obviously Zhongfei with the smite, that could have been the closing deal there for the crucial theft on the side of Boom Esports. Probably the only support that can use the smite and should use the smite, because he's so tanky. He has a jump in. It enables him to steal these crucial jungle objectives as well. But I feel that was really well played by the side of VKS this time around, getting that Tyrant for themselves. Obviously going to boost the damage of the Arlie. We already know she hits pretty hard in the early game, and it just gets even worse and worse throughout the game. As we saw there, what a nice little gank under the safety of his turret. We thought that DRNG was safe, but not the case. VKS dominating this early game.
Yeah, kill on towards Toshi. Toshi on the DRNG wasn't able to back away from that despite having the Purify mid lane. At G6 man fighting against Danny. Danny does have to heal. He's in melee form, so he's gonna be constantly healing up. G6, can he really do anything about this? He's trying to use his life and defend the best he can, but Paynor is just gonna get the hell out of dodge once he's done with the tower.
Team has destroyed a tower.
Yep, so that's the first side lane turret taken by the side of VKS, which again is going to put them in a great position going into this early game. Have VKS got Boom Esports number here? So far, it's looking like they have. I mean, the stun going on to Ali, very close. The life step keeping herself alive. She manages to dash out as well. But we see Byron coming through. Oh, being able to teleport back. Is she going to finish off the Zhou Yu? Oh, what a play by Caesar there on the side of VKS. What a beautiful outplay by Ali. Yes, it came to a quick conclusion, but that was ballsy. Like, going back in with that little health to take out the Zhou Yu. Amazing.
He could have ran away and survived, but he decided to inflict emotional damage along with physical. And he got the kill. Sure, pay with his life, but the morale increase is more important than the goal you give away towards Boom.
Absolutely. I mean, I'd be beating my chest if I got that kill, you know what I mean? I'd be absolutely on top of the world. But not only did they get that really risky kill, they was able to push the Clash lane all the way to the second tier turret as well. So again, we're seeing that early day one MO coming through, where there's been a lot of pressure being put onto the side lanes here. So again, just no turrets other than the higher ground turret now lasting in that Clash lane, which means that there's going to be a lot of pressure towards the Overlord side of things. Whether we're going to see Boom Esports actually respond to that now, the fact that they actually have just one singular minion, but I don't think that's going to be enough for them to actually get through and do anything there, especially with how feisty Charlotte can be as a hero. But that mid lane looking pretty low as well. We see that VKS Danny's looking, trying to freeze that wave in the mid lane, as we just saw that VKS getting another side lane turret. So Boom Esports not looking the healthiest they have in this best of three.
Oh, absolutely. It's looking like the early snowball for the side of Boom Esports did not work out. Danny's having the time of his life on this Paynor right now, just harassing people behind the towers. He's not done yet. He wants to fight. He knows that he has the ultimate. He has that get out of jail free card, and he wants to utilize that to his fullest. Still fighting there in the front lines, and really becoming a menace for anyone who's trying to fight him.
Yep, so second tier turret goes down in the farm lane as well, and it looks like the next victim is that mid lane turret. So again, everything is opening up for Boom Esports in not a good way. There is less opportunity for them to escape to a safe place now, and we're seeing an attack on that higher ground turret. Even though Zhou Yu has his flames there, we were looking at a potential takedown of that high ground turret, but this could have been a little bit too overzealous here for the side of VKS. But we see that Haino is able to recall with the ultimate and stay alive. So again, only losing MENA in the whole of that interaction. It turns out to actually be a very positive outcome for VKS as they take a lot of damage onto the higher ground turret.
Yeah, 3,000, almost 3,000 network lead here being taken there by Boom. They haven't really been able to close out any of the jungle objectives so far, but here they're trying to get the Shadow Tyrant. Oh, the steal! Perfectly done by Caesar. Without smite, without anything needed, goes in, gets the kill, get out.
Yep, he is definitely living up to this pick. It seems like that this has been a pick that's a long time coming for Caesar on the side of VKS, but Mosey getting that stun onto Pei. Unbridled Rage coming from the Zhongfei into the backline of VKS, but is that going to be enough to sort of throw them off to this barrage of attack under the high ground turret? They have no minions, however, they do have to go back because they cannot push without those minions. I mean, they could, but the turret would probably have their way with them and probably clear them all out if they did decide to stay in that turret's range. But again, I feel like VKS could win this best of three, which from that game one, shaky game one, we're seeing a beast from the Brazilian team.
Yeah, but late game has not been the forte as Niap does fall. Is this the beginning of the end? Nope, Caesar gets a kill on the Dragon. The rock towards the backline. Oh, but look at this. The Byron goes towards Caesar. Maybe we get a kill. No! MENA was just at the right place at the right time, being able to stop the aggression, and Caesar survives through all of that. Opens up the Shadow Tyrant for VKS to pick up. And that's going to enable them to really control the game from this point on. They lose Niap, but they get 2 in return.
Dark Tyrant has been defeated.
Yep, getting 2 kills and the Shadow Tyrant. I would take that any day, to be honest. I mean, now that the Arlie's got even more of a damage buff there for another 80 seconds, it's just going to make her a little bit more troublesome onto the side of Boom Esports. And here we go, and again, just so much aggression here from VKS. Beautifully played. And we're going to see the instant replay now for one of the plays going on.
Red team has slain an enemy.
Here we go. There it is. That 2v1. Yep, beautiful. Right to the back of the queue there. Mosu getting that kill. Well, no, sorry, it wasn't Mosu. It was Arlie getting that double kill, thanks to the Mosu there, which was beautifully played by VKS.
Absolutely, and they will be able to get the Overlord as well, which is going to help them push out the lanes, especially this tier 3 tower. The bottom lane's already almost down. They just need a little bit of a push to finish off the mid lane and the top lane. And this Shadow Overlord is just at the right place at the right time.
Yep, again, another aggression rocking around now. The fact that VKS is able to get that Shadow Overlord. We see that MENA going in with the ultimate onto Byron, but it's just not going to be enough. Are they going to be able to close the kill? No, Danny goes down. Again, I think that may be the first time for Danny to actually die in the match there, because there's not many kills on the board. Let's see there. Yep, so that was his first death. In game 3, could this be the troublesome moment for the side of VKS now that they don't have Danny there to soak up a lot of the damage, because the only other real tank that they have is the Mosu, but again, it's not going to tank as much as Danny's Hino.
Absolutely. I mean, Hino has been coming to this tournament. We've been talking about Hino getting banned every single game, and you know this is one of the showcases of why this hero needs to be dealt with in the draft, either banned out or have some sort of counter against it, because of how annoying it can be. It's tanky, it deals damage, it's always in the front line, it comes back to full health every time it drops low, as long as it's not bursted down. So if you have no answer to that, you are better off just taking that off the board.
Yeah, but especially now that they're ahead by that 4k gold difference. Again, it's nothing huge, but I think a few slip-ups from VKS, which may not be the case. Again, we have the DRNG potentially going activated at some point, and then obviously the more items Byron gets, the little bit more of a sustain into these team fights he will have. But Zhongfei going for the wide flank, it seems, there, coming up from the blue buff. But he was hoping to predict the Hino's recall there, but he's already placed it somewhere else. So whether Zhongfei's like, oh, it's not there anymore, but then realizes, but no, he was just waiting for the Unbridled Rage to come through. There is that triple crucial crowd control, but nothing comes of it. There is no kills being picked up here for Boom Esports. Again, the minions are coming around. They just need to focus that high ground turret so they can get those empowered minions in the bot lane, and they are going to get that now. Farm lane means that it is all completely wiped out. There is no more turrets standing between VKS and the Crystal in the farm lane.
Yep, that is going to open things up here for VKS if they want to finish this game anytime soon, but looks like they are not comfortable doing that yet. They just want to make sure that they have everything ready, everyone's full health, they have all the ultimates, and all the buffs that they can get before trying to end off this game. And rightly so, because you know, this being the last game of the series, they want to make sure that they secure the win instead of maybe just engaging a little bit too early.
Yeah, I think the only thing that VKS needs to sort of just watch out for is the fact that they don't get sort of like too overconfident with this one, because again, if you just show a little bit too much overconfidence, I feel like Boom Esports is a team that could punish you for it. So just playing the way you have been, but just making sure you take those extra careful steps when it comes to these engages is probably the safest way that VKS can kind of solidify this 2-1 victory. But no, okay, Ali's gone down. Direnji is now melting the health of the heroes on the side of VKS. Niap looking pretty low there. Down goes Charlotte, and like I said, a little bit too overextended. Down goes one. There is only 2 members remaining on the side of VKS. Danny and MENA are still alive. It looks like Boom Esports are going to try and go for this Shadow Overlord. They should be able to take it with ease, and no response from VKS, and I think rightfully so, because if they started to trickle in now, it probably would be the means of the end for VKS in this potential 2-1 victory for the Brazilian team.
Yeah, only a 2,000 net worth lead, not huge in any way necessary. Oh, Toshi being able to get that power, but that was a nice stun from MENA, stunning onto 3 players. But Boom really pressuring right now. They're really wanting to look for this opening. This was one of the biggest openings. They got 2 towers out of it and managed to stabilize the game as well. But can they finish it off? It went from, you know, VKS being in a fantastic spot to finish off the game to the game is even once again.
Yeah, it's that all-important part where those minor mistakes can turn it into a major issue. And currently, right now, for the side of VKS, that Direnji is the major issue, it seems, as well as Byron now hitting harder than ever in this 16-minute match going into the 17th minute. But again, all of Boom Esports onto the bot side of the map, looking to take that second tier turret in the farm lane, looking to get ever so closer to that higher ground turret because they want those enhanced minions. They have them on the side of VKS, and Boom Esports want them themselves. But I feel like VKS is only one team fight away to clear this and win this. However, Boom Esports have taken the gold lead as well.
Yeah, but at this point, you know, the small lead doesn't really matter much in the grand scheme of things. Impressive, taking a stun to the face, but able to jump away in time. Bottom lane, Pei's gonna do a little macro play, put some pressure also towards the side lanes. Oh, Dragon was in a dangerous position, was forced to pop the flash to get away to safety. Danny playing the front lines, keeping everybody back. Yep, will teleport back to base to push out the bottom lane. And that allows Boom to just regen and prepare for the next fight.
Yeah, that farm lane minion wave definitely gave him a little bit of time just to give it a bit of a breather, just to sort of recuperate and then go back at it again. But we're seeing at this point that it's not only the damage dealers that are doing God's work on the side of Boom Esports, it's that Zhongfei, just that intense engages from this hero. The fact that he can get so much health, so much shield as well. And not only that, just try and get those 3-man knockups, those 4-man knockups, just that crucial crowd control that we know that this hero has a massive capability to do so. But then not only that, you've also got to watch out in this side of the game that he's got so much health that he could dive these jungle objectives. Pei on the rotate around onto the Shadow Tyrant fight here.
Yep, not going to commit to that though. Jizzix still poking and prodding. At this point in time, the Pei's not really the tankiest hero on the board. Impressive. On towards the sidelines, gets spotted out there by Niap. The Tyrant already down, very low. Pops the ultimate, is impressive, trying to fight back, and again there's still no impressive. But we don't get the last hit, but towards the back lines, the Charlotte killing off 2. That's huge for the side of VKS. They're almost wiping out everybody. Impressive is still alive, trying to fight back. A Jizzix wolf off. That just leaves Toshi. Can Toshi clean up all by himself? No, he cannot. He has to back off. Oh, Impressive still alive. Toshi is still pretty healthy, so this probably should not end the game here for the side of VKS, but they are for sure going to get some real estate here in this game.
Yeah, as long as they can get that higher ground turret here on the side in the mid lane here, I feel like this could be crucial for them. But then again, we have Ali looking to aggress the Direnji. This could be the curtain call here, the 2-1 victory that VKS were heavy much so hoping for. The Sage Sentry come through, but it's not enough. The crystal goes down, and the Brazilian team do it. They take a 2-1 victory from